Cat, home of brilliant children's books.
Hi, my name's Mark Dorey.
And I'm Seren.
And this is another exciting Tomser Cat book review. And today we're going to be looking at the fourth book in the Adventures on Train series by M.G. Leonard and Sam Sedgman, called
Danger at Dead Man's Pass.
Dun Dun Dun, Danger at Dead Man's Pass. So, just to start off, as usual, Seren is going to read through the blurb, because we actually listen to this as an audio book once again on a long journey. Go for this, Sir.
Okay. Harrison Beck undertakes another locomotive mystery in the fourth installment of Leonard and Sedgman's thrilling Adventures on Train series. As a cursed family of railway tycoons high in the German mountains makes for a sinister supernatural mystery. A mysterious letter from an old friend asks Hal and Uncle Nat to help investigate a spooky supernatural mystery. Legend has it that the Krapchensteins, a family of rich and powerful railway tycoons, are cursed. But is there no such thing as a curse? Is there? Hal and Nat take the night train to Berlin and go undercover. From a creaking old house at the foot of the Harz Mountains, they take the Krapchensteins family's funeral train to the peak of the Brocken Mountain. Can Hal uncover the secrets of the Brocken Railway and the family curse before disaster strikes?
Okay, so there you have it, a real mystery. Uncle Nat gets a letter from, I think, the Baron from the Highland Falcon in the first one, his old friend the Baron, to investigate the death of one of his relatives, Alexander Kratzenstein. And deep in the German mountains at Dead Man's Pass. And what has happened here is, it seems that the should we just call them the K's? No, the Kratzensteins have been put under a curse many, many years ago by an old widow who cursed the family as a witch. And she has cursed that every male member of the family is going to die early. And already Manfred has already passed away, and now Alexander has passed away. And so the Baron wants Uncle Nat and Hal to investigate, but they're going to investigate undercover. Okay, so what does that mean for Hal? What do they do to Hal?
It means that he has to go into disguise as a family member of theirs.
Yeah, so basically he has to dye his hair and he has to wear glasses.
So he's not recognised as Harrison Beck. Yeah,
because Harrison Beck is gaining quite a reputation as a detective and a solver of mysteries. So they want him to go undercover, and he's going to be one of the Kratzenstein's cousins.
Harrison Strong.
Harrison Strong. And his cousins are?
His cousins are, well,
his make-believe,
his make-believe cousins.
Well, they're real people, but
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Hilda.
Yep.
Herman.
Yep.
And
Ozan.
Ozan, I think. Yeah, Ozan.
And
I think that's all of them.
Arnie.
Arnie.
Yeah, Arnie. Okay. And Alexander, the man who has passed away, his funeral is in Germany. But he passed away in mysterious circumstances. Now, Alexander has been married twice. His first wife was called?
Bertha?
Yeah, Bertha was the first wife. And his second wife, I can't remember her name. But anyway, there's two wives involved. There's two sets of children, because Arnie is from Bertha, the first wife. And there's a little bit of a mystery, because what's happened, Alexander has gone up to Dead Man's Pass and he's seen a witch, and they found him, or Bertha found him, with a strangled look.
Well, in a different case, you could just say a frightened look.
Okay, a frightened look on his face. And he had a heart attack. There was no suspicious circumstances apart from that, apart from the curse of this old woman from a long time ago, and it seems like the witches have cursed this family. So it's up to Harrison and Uncle Nat to find out what is really happening.
Who's your favourite character?
My favourite character in this?
Yeah.
I think actually I like Arnie.
Do you?
Yeah, Arnie's a bit of a bad boy who plays a lot of pranks. Who's yours?
He sets traps in different places to scare people, like stuffed animals. Well, in not stuffed animals, but actual real stuffed animals.
So who's your favourite character
in this?
Yeah,
I do quite like Hilda because she can do all sorts of languages, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and speaking of that, actually, again, we listened to it as an audiobook, and Jot Davis, the narrator, he's brilliant, isn't he?
He is amazing.
He does German accents.
Really recommend you to listen to the
Not only that, but he speaks, in the book, there's fluent French and German, and he speaks German and French brilliantly.
Amazing.
He really brings a book alive.
Definitely a talented
narrator, yeah. So Jot Davis, 5 stars out of 5.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For every book ever. You see,
I will say about this book though, I'd say it wasn't the best in the series.
For us, it was a lot darker, and it was a little bit tricky to follow. Yes. And I think because some of the names were so similar, you got the characters mixed up as well. I mean, it's fine, but what I'm saying is, I think from an audio point of view, with a book, you can sort of check back. But with an audio book, if you miss a bit of a character's name, it can be a bit disconcerting with Arnold and Alexander and Ozan and all of this. It can be a little bit disconcerting. So I would say that of the 4 books, this is a lot darker. This is a lot darker than the other books. And for us, as an audiobook, it was a little bit harder to follow.
Yes, definitely.
And but it was still a good adventure. And
I still think it was pretty good though.
And I think that Jot Davis, the narrator, really does bring it to life. For me as well, in this book, there wasn't so much of Uncle Nat.
Yeah, I was hoping Uncle Nat would be in it a tad bit more, but
yeah,
he didn't seem to be showing up much in the book.
Yeah. And there's a little bit more mystery about Uncle Nat. I'm not going to say anything more than that, but there's a little bit more of a mystery about him. So
don't spill the beans.
I'm not spilling the beans. No beans have been spilt in this review. So, right, Danger at Dead Man's Pass. For me, of the 4 books, this was not the best. Would you agree?
Yeah, I'd probably give it about 3 stars.
Yeah.
But I still think it was pretty good. I just thought maybe not as good as the other ones, because I thought the other ones were easier to understand and they had more meaning to them.
Yeah, and this one, as I say, was a lot darker, and I think it didn't help that we listened to it as an audio book with all the names, and there's a lot of there's a lot of characters. I think there's always a lot of characters in these books.
I feel like the narrator, it helps it easier to understand the story when he reads it, because he's really good at making it like come alive.
Yeah. So Jot Davis, I think, is brilliant, but for me, I would give this a 3 or a 3.5. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, probably about a 3.5.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to give this one a 3.5, which with the high ratings of the other books, it is quite low. But having said that, it's still a good book. And you know, with Harrison and all the things that happened, but it is a lot darker, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a lot darker, and but having said all that, I didn't get not the who done it, but I didn't get the suspect, did I? No, I mean 3.5 stars is still not bad, but I think our expectation for these Adventures on Trains books is really quite high, and so we look forward to the next one.
Oh, yeah,
do you remember what the next one's called?
Yeah, I think that's called
the Sabotage on the Solar Express. That's it, Sabotage on the Solar Express.
But you should read this one first before you start before you start reading the
Yeah.
Sabotage on the Solar Express. Then it'll make more
We
sense.
started listening to Sabotage on the Solar Express, but we realised because we couldn't get this book on audio in time, so we stopped listening to it about a third of the way through because we wanted to get this one done.
It was basically the start, and then like
we didn't want any spoilers coming over from the 5th book into the 4th book. We didn't want to know anything about it.
So don't skip this book.
Yeah,
even though it wasn't that great, but don't skip it.
Not as good. It is
not
good.
As good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. So we would give this a 3.5. A Tomser Cat Storytelling 3.5 out of 5.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And as always, if you do enjoy this channel, why not like, subscribe, and click the bell, and you'll never miss another episode. So, so that's all from me.
And that's all from me.
And we'll see you again next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.